You ever seen a flagpole start a war? No, really, 1 minute it's just steel in the ground. Next thing you know, you're standing toe-to-toe with a woman waving a clipboard like it's a badge telling you to take it down by sunrise or start paying $500 a day. That's how it all began, with Patricia Moffat standing at the edge of my driveway, lips pursed, eyes hard, convinced that pole was a personal insult. My niece Leah was beside me, quiet, calm, hands steady. Patricia had no clue who she was threatening, and even less idea that the woman she just pointed a gun at was actually the county sheriff. You ever feel that rush, the one that hits when you finally stand up to a bully? Yeah, that happened. I told her straight, this property isn't under your jurisdiction, Patricia. That flagpole's not coming down, she scoffed. When all high and mighty, every lot in Lake Dyer Reserve follows the HOA rules, she said. Except this one, I replied. Grandfathered in 1991. Check your maps. Her face went redder than a stop sign, fingers twitching on that clipboard. And you know what? I didn't flinch. I've mapped boundaries across half this state, argued with lawyers in 4 more, and I know the difference between a line in the sand and one carved in law. But none of it mattered. Not the credentials, not the titles on the day my brother died and left me this house. He did it so his daughter Leah would have a place that nobody could take. She moved in with his badge, his medals, all the stuff you keep when memories are heavier than furniture, and that flagpole. He welded it himself, after surgery when his arm barely worked. You don't just yank something like that up because a woman with a clipboard says it clashes with the neighborhood aesthetic. That pole is more than metal. It's everything we never got to say. Patricia wanted it gone. She didn't know the history didn't care about the pain hammered into that steel. Here in Lake Dyer Reserve, the rules are fear and ritual. Every porch light's the same, every lawn matching mulch, and God help you if your mailbox is 2 inches off. That's how Patricia kept control, by making people think the rules were hers to invent, hers to enforce, but only if no one pushed back, and I wasn't most people. That bench under the willow. Her board called it unregistered landscape furniture. My brother carved that with one good hand and half a spine. That's not decor, that's proof of pain, of love, of grit. Leah didn't even show her badge when Patricia threatened her. She just stood there, eyes sharp as old steel, didn't blink, didn't break. And neither did I. After Patricia stormed off, it started. An anonymous envelope taped to my front door, no postage, no return, just HOA in bold red, and a multi-page list of violations, half of them made up. Wrong mailbox, prohibited gravel, flagpole height, the bench, even unapproved residency. That last one circled just to let us know Leah wasn't welcome. This wasn't about code. It was punishment, pure and simple. See, Lake Dyer isn't just a neighborhood. It's a machine that runs on fear. People forget boundaries when order looks like protection, but order without boundaries is just control. Leah came outside as I read the list. She didn't have to ask what it was, she could tell by my jaw. They're not letting this go, she said. They're doubling down, I replied. Then she hit me with it. They'd filed a report on her, accused her of trespassing armed on HOA property, trying to get her own department to investigate her for standing in our driveway. That's when it hit me. This wasn't just nosy neighbors, this was coordinated harassment, and it wasn't new. Ask around and you'd hear how Patricia fined Mr. Howard down the street $250 for edging around his wife's flower bed. He tore it out and never spoke up, didn't want his grandkids to see angry board members at the door. Young couple across from us had to remove their solar panels, legal under state law, but disrupted harmony. They didn't fight. Most folks never did, but I did. I started documenting. Every citation, every envelope, every little theater trick, like the pending violation sign Patricia staked in my yard for the neighbors to see. Leah yanked it out, tossed it in the garage. No drama, just done. And that tiny act right there under the willow tree, it was a shift, a crack in the armor. Even Jerome, the HOA security, started to change. Found him by the pond, not patrolling, just watching a heron in the mud. Didn't think she'd actually do it, he said about the gun. I told him what I knew. He was a witness whether he liked it or not. He looked at his vest like it was burning him. mumbled something about joining for structure after the army, but he kept the vest, half zip, not quite on anyone's side yet. I told him silence makes you complicit, and he stayed silent, but he didn't walk away. The next escalation was a threat official this time. Failure to comply, legal action, property liens. Patricia folded everything in the flagpole, the bench, even a made-up drainage issue into one thick violation packet. She wanted to provoke us, force us to break so she could point the finger. But I'd fought red tape bigger than her before. Instead of shouting, I filed a zoning overlay request with the county. Let the facts do the talking. Then Patricia ramped up her smear campaign. She posted a memo on the HOA board, ongoing compliance review, listing made-up complaints about our house. Neighbors saw it, got quiet. The goal was isolation, doubt, make us feel alone so we'd cave. But every step, every false claim just became another piece of evidence. And neighbors noticed Jerome nodded at me in the street, a little tighter this time. Then the county zoning office called. "You were right, Mr. Rohr," the lady said. "Your parcel's outside HOA jurisdiction. They can't enforce anything here." That was it. The exemption had always been there, filed and forgotten. Leah looked at the papers, jaw clenched, and said, "They've been fining you anyway." Patricia was trespassing, not enforcing. And if she kept going, it could escalate to criminal. We filed complaints, attached all the evidence, every photo, every letter. Patricia's whole empire was built on nobody challenging her. And I just bulldozed that foundation. But you know what bullies do when cornered? They lash out. Leah found a citation nailed, yes, nailed to the willow tree. Not protocol. Personal. We documented it, reported it, and now things started moving. County review, possible criminal harassment. Neighbors stopped waving. They started watching. Garage doors opened slower. Side conversations stopped when we walked by. Patricia was silent, but that silence was just pressure. She was waiting for me to make a mistake, but the record spoke for itself. The zoning map went up on the mailbox. No commentary, just facts. By the next day, copies were everywhere, parcels circled, neighbors comparing notes. Mr. Howren knocked at my door holding the map, asking, "We never signed in." Nope. He'd paid for a fence repaint for nothing. I gave him a pre-filled compliance request. By sundown, 33 neighbors had one. That was the shift. No speeches, no meetings, just the truth, and the truth did the work. Patricia scrambled denials, bulletins, veiled threats. But then I got an anonymous email, the original HOA articles of incorporation, wrong county clerk stamp, wrong subdivision number. Patricia's foundation was fraudulent from day one. I didn't need to reply, I just added it to the file. Then one more step. Posted the facts on the community board before the next HOA meeting. By 3, it was all over the neighborhood group chat. By sundown, the accountability forum online had it too. Jerome called. You've got their attention now. The next meeting was tense, empty chairs, people clutching printouts like shields. Patricia entered late, not so smug anymore. Arlene, the vice president, led. When Patricia tried to start, neighbors cut her off. What about the zoning violations? The county's reviewing, right? She snapped, claimed misinformation. But Jerome stepped up, said the articles were filed wrong, showed proof. It snowballed. Arlene admitted Patricia acted without board consent, sometimes edited documents. Patricia lost it, accused me of poisoning the neighborhood, called it a witch hunt. But the room had shifted. Leah stepped up. External reviews already begun, she said. Someone started clapping, slow, not cheering, just recognizing it was over. Patricia left through the side door, folder slammed, and for the first time, she looked small. The board suspended all enforcement, began cooperating with the county. Neighbors started asking about refunds, signing petitions to dissolve the HOA entirely. Jerome leaned in. You were right about lines, not zoning, the ones between fear and courage. Leah smiled. You did it. We did it, I said. Patricia never showed her face again. The county's letter arrived: HOA overreach citations, void fines nullified. The board was under review, public hearing scheduled. The neighborhood changed chalk drawings on the walkway, wind chimes, new benches. Jerome handed me his resignation letter, dated the day Patricia pointed the gun, just hadn't had the courage to turn it in until now. And the bench under the willow, still there. No warning sign, no citation, just initials carved underneath my brother's mark. Later that night, I found one of his old notebooks. On the inside cover, make sure she never has to fight alone. Promise kept. This wasn't about rules, it never was. It was about dignity, about drawing a line and daring someone to cross it. And this time the line held. If you're sick of HOA horror stories, if you want to see more homeowners stand their ground, hit subscribe, share your story in the comments, tell me where you're watching from. Because this fight's done, but there's always another fence to fix and another line to redraw.